Thank
Where's your
you.
sound?
I d-
Oh,
I did that.
oh.
I muted.
Now I'm echoing.
It's because you're not echoing.
Oh, it's
It's
your.
because my sound was on my computer and I hit the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I messed that up. Everybody on the radio could still hear us, but I muted the Facebook feed. I'm so sorry.
They're all.
Facebook and
Yeah.
YouTube.
Thank you,
Sorry.
Callie.
We're back. We're back.
Okay.
We're back.
Now
We're
we.
back.
Yeah, they can hear us
We're
now.
back. So sorry about
Woohoo!
that. Well, it's Wellness
We were just
Wednesday.
talking about the crazy morning already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Traffic, road
Traffic
traffics, and car accidents, and driving on to ramps of
and a
the.
teenager that wouldn't get out of bed.
Yeah, that wasn't mine.
That's like the worst road. That's like my worst
The
traffic
adult
problem in the
that wouldn't get
on
out of bed.
the adult. Oh my gosh. Well, it's Wellness Wednesday and we're gonna unpack some stuff that we started to kind of touch on earlier in the week, kind of a recap from the Power of We event that was Sunday night that I went to and just got hit with some major takeaway nuggets that I want to. I shared a little bit of them and I shared them on a post on Facebook, but wanted to dive in a little bit deeper on some of them. So, did you get? Did you get? Did you?
Yes, I
Did you copy that
did.
part? Oh,
Yeah.
you
Oh, wait,
good.
somewhere.
Yeah. So there's a two-sided one,
Oh,
but
it was supposed to. No, it didn't.
oh well, I'll
Okay.
share this one with you. But it's the nuggets that I took away. I got major things going on here. Okay. Started to talk a little bit yesterday too about BB Magazine
Right.
and should be hitting people's mailboxes in the 76028 area code this week. I have no part of this magazine. I'm just very happy for my friends who launched it.
Right.
It looks awesome. Proud to be an
It's
advertiser.
gorgeous.
It is. They did a really. It's really classy.
It is.
It's really really
Very
classy.
nice.
So congratulations to them. On Sunday night, I did meet another woman who is launching a magazine. It's called Dallas Boss Magazine. Um, get the ultimate exposure for your business, book, or event today. Take advantage of this free and exciting opportunity to be featured in our next issue, be seen in Houston's most effective resource for entrepreneurs because they kind of get out and
Right.
about to multiple places. Get in while you can because the spots are filling up fast. Dallas Boss Magazine is more than a magazine, it's momentum. This movement is constructing communities, building lifestyles, and fueling fires to boss up. I like that, to boss up. And so this is a woman owned business. And she's going to Dallas is the first launch, and then they're going to be opening one. They're going to be starting this magazine also in Fort Worth. So it says, want to start a business or expand the one you have? That's awesome, boss. Let's do great things. Dallas Boss Inc. is here to build opportunities and structure success with the most powerful business tools to develop your vision into success story. Start, establish, or expand that new business now. We're building opportunities and structuring success just for you. So you can learn more about the magazine by going to www.dallasboss.com and find out what her advertising options are. We're going to have her on as a guest on, I think, the Boss Babe show. And, she was already like, yeah, I'd love to come on your radio. And hey, we need to get you in my magazine. So I already like that she kind of jumped in right away and was like, yes, let's do something together.
Right.
Because when you do stuff together, that's how stuff
Everybody
happens,
grows,
right?
too.
Everybody grows and you
Mhm.
help others become successful and then you become successful.
Right. Right.
So we have guests on the 10 a.m. show, by the way. We're going to talk a lot of business stuff at the 10 a.m. hour here on JoCo Community Radio with Business Connections. This is the second show back. So maybe hopping up and down during this show to open the door for our three cool guests that are joining us. Three godly businesses are joining us
Awesome.
on the 10 a.m. hour. So super excited to talk to all of them. Lots going on this weekend too in Burleson and across Johnson County.
Yeah.
So we're going to touch on that at this in the second half as well. So anyway, the Power of We. If you've never heard of it, this year was the third annual Power of We event, which is Power of Women.
Say that 3 times really fast.
Power of We, Power of We, Power of We.
Actually, kind of sounds
It's
good.
it's the power of women entrepreneurs. Good morning, Callie. by the way. Good morning, Christine. Callie Crow is going to be joining us again here soon. What?
I'm sorry. The wooden door behind you opening is on its own is a little creepy.
It did, and I opened it. Tell her. I did. I opened it.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I might as well open it so I can see when our guests get here, but we'll worry about that in the second half. We'll close the creepy door. So Power of We is Power of Women Entrepreneurs. This was the third annual event, which is sponsored and brought to you by Ensemble Co-working and its founder, Tamara Payne.
Woohoo.
Yes.
She's
And
an
I don't want to
awesome,
keep saying,
strong lady.
oh, my sister, because then it sounds like
Okay,
I'm
my
just promoting,
friend.
right? I'm just promoting it because she's my sister. No, I'm not promoting it because she's my sister. I'm promoting it because I've been a part of this for the past
Right.
3 years, and we are both extremely, extremely empowered by empowering other
Mhm.
women, and so that's why. Let's see if I
Yes.
actually got my glasses clean. Oh,
Oh,
I can
clean
actually
now?
see through them. So the
I
power
can
of
see
we,
clearly now.
yeah, right. I like it. Sing it. The power of we is all about getting women together and encouraging and empowering each other to be successful. You don't necessarily have to be an entrepreneur. I know that we have had, in fact, one of the guests that sat next to me was the wife of a pastor, and she was not yet in the role of an entrepreneur. She was getting ready to step into it. So we briefly had a discussion because she had to leave early, but that she's getting ready to become a life coach of some sort. And I don't know if she is in the spiritual aspect or what, but I'm looking forward to touching base with her on a deeper level in the future, because she had to leave. So that was kind of a
Right.
bummer. But anyway, those are the kinds of experiences. Tamara is an adjunct professor at TCC. And so one of her students was also there,
Oh,
and the student's mom.
cool.
So it was a really cool conversation. And then for them to go back to, class the next day, on Monday, and continue that conversation, because she teaches an entrepreneur class.
Mhm.
So so that was really cool. And she raised her hand and she got involved and she gave input. For being a young girl, I really like to see that, because it
Yes.
means she's willing to step out of her comfort zone and be involved,
Mhm.
and not worry about what people are thinking around you, and what you're going to say. So anyway, I just thought that those were a couple of cool things. So this year's topic of conversation was your mind, your health, and your business, and it was a candid conversation about women entrepreneurs and mental health, because that's so prevalent right now.
Mhm.
I mean, we've been talking about this since the pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean, really since before the pandemic hit, but
Yeah.
it got more of an intense conversation after the pandemic hit, because it was just so much more in our
Yeah.
face.
And I think with women, good grief, there goes that frog again. I think with women, we really have that roller coaster of one day we just feel like we can't accomplish anything, and the next day we're like, we got this. Where with men, it's kind of a steady kind of thing.
I don't
You don't
know if
think?
it's not steady
I
with
do.
men.
I think with me, it's
No, I'll tell you what the
one
difference
minute.
is. The difference is this, because we talked about this. The difference is that women will hide it. We will hide it from other
Well,
people,
that's true,
because
but
we've always been expected to be super mom,
Mhm.
be super wife, be super everything. And so we're challenged to live to those expectations, whereas guys,
But if I'm just thinking,
we
like,
deal with it differently.
personally, like, I'm thinking personally, like, there's days I'm like, I don't want to get dressed. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But then, the next day I wake up and I'm like, woohoo, let's go. What are we going to conquer today? And it's just like,
But you don't think your husband experiences that too?
if he does, he hides it really well. I mean, I know when my husband goes into a slump.
Right.
I mean, I've seen it.
But we're not talking
So-
about just slumps. We're talking about a daily struggle with it.
Yeah.
And diving deeper even into having bipolarism,
Mhm.
depression. One of our panel experts was recently diagnosed on the autism spectrum.
Oh,
and was misdiagnosed at a younger age of having manic depression, that type of thing. And so
wow.
later in life, here she is in her uh oh gosh, I don't want to, she late 30s, early 40s. And she may love me for that because I don't know really how old she is. Because she was just an
Here she
amazing,
is later in life.
she's just she's just an amazing individual. But her name is Yanira Borges, and she's an entrepreneur. She has a company called Sidekick Tools, and she's also the founder of She Dares Collective. If you've never heard of She Dares Collective, look it up on Facebook at She Dares Collective, also on
Mhm.
Instagram. You can go to her website as well, Yanira Borges, BORGES.com. And it's Yanira, YANIRA, BORGES.com. She is an amazing individual, and she talked about that misdiagnosis. Like once she got diagnosed, she was like, oh my gosh, that makes total sense. That's why I can't stay still.
Right.
I can't stand still. And she
Mhm.
literally is up and she is walking and talking and, messing with her hair, but it didn't matter. It was awesome. It
Mhm.
was like what she was feeling about herself with her diagnosis was a completely, and living with it all these years, and going through bullying as a kid and all this stuff. And then here, all we saw was this amazing, magnificent woman who was willing to, one, tell her truth in front of all these women. And her husband was there too. So there was some really good, funny parts to it too. But she was just one of them. And so one of the things that she said that was really important was to make sure you ask for help
Right.
when you're feeling down and you're getting into a situation, and this is a challenge for women, asking for help,
Mhm.
especially when it comes to mental health. um it's hard to ask for help, and that's on each one of us individually who chooses not to ask for help.
Right.
I mean, sometimes it's a cry for help. I've been on the phone. I don't know who I was on the phone with. I don't know if I was on the phone with you or Tamara one night. And within these past few months of going through everything I've been going through, I literally said out loud to whoever it was on the phone with, I wonder what it feels like to drive into a tree.
Mm.
That didn't necessarily mean in that moment that I wanted to end my
Right.
life,
Right.
but in that moment, I was really struggling with,
Right.
I was just struggling.
Right. Which we
So
all do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to talk more and we'll dive more into that when we come back from this break here on JoCo Vibes this beautiful Wellness Wednesday.
Abnormal realities.
No, Ron,
Yes.
I love you, brother.
Okay, this is not going to be good.
So I just want to say that for the record.
Oh,
So let's talk
no.
let's talk about your experience on Saturday, because two reasons. It's very important for people to do this. And
What,
that is
talk about it?
no, getting
no,
a camera
get it.
shoved up your butthole.
Yeah.
How was
53.
the butt sex with camera?
I don't remember it at all, actually. But I don't remember the camera searching for Uranus, my anus. Hey, dude, I always, when you go in for these types of procedures, they put you to sleep, right?
I mean, you got a
It was
camera
fun.
shoved up your butthole and you don't even remember it.
No,
that is a
I
really good
don't.
deep sleep.
And quite honestly, the weird part is you don't even know you've been violated. It doesn't feel like you've been violated. Oh, they blow air straight up in your butt. You got to release that somehow. So I got that out of the way as soon as I woke up.
Abnormal realities
I got questions, Ron.
with Ron and Rocky.
I got it done.
You got it done.
Weekdays, 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. on JoCo Community Radio.
Out-of-date carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
When you're hungry for tender brisket or some delicious homemade cobbler, then look no further than Leach Brothers Barbecue, located at 1106 East Henderson, Cleveland, Texas. Leach Brothers has been family owned and operated since 1950. Take it from me, Taco Joe Orwinski. Todd and his family have been filling my belly breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a long time. Heck, I even have my own booth, open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come see them for dine-in, carry-out, and all your catering needs.
The voice of Johnson County, JoCo Community Radio.
Texas pride, Texas grown, from the dirt to our home, no matter the weather.
Welcome back to the second half of JoCo Vibes here on JoCo Community Radio. So glad you're joining us. I'm Tiffany Carlin with Nona Collins Reed, or Nona Reed, or
I was giving my name out yesterday on something. I won't go into detail on that. Anyway, I said Nona Collins.
you
And
couldn't
then I
help
went,
yourself.
I meant Reed. And the lady's like, do you need to change it? And I'm like, no, we've been married for 25 years. My husband may hurt me. No,
It's
he
my
really
fault.
wouldn't, people.
I'm rubbing off on you, I think.
Yes.
Well, welcome back to the second half. JoCo Community Radio is the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and Live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. We have a ton of talk shows that happen throughout the week. And on the weekends, we're playing a lot of those replays for you, too, in case you missed them. And when a live talk show isn't happening, we've got music spinning. So there's a lot going on. To listen, you can simply go to tuneinjoco.com and download the free app. That's right. When you download the app, there's a little X that's hiding up in the top right corner in the TuneIn network app. Hit that little X and it will take you right into the app. You do not have to have a $14.99 a month subscription. Of course, TuneIn would love for you to have that. It makes you go commercial free from their commercials, but you don't have to have a paid account. You just hit that faded little X in the top right. You're in. Search for JoCo Community Radio and give it a little heart, and then we'll pop up every time you open up the app. So that's the way to do it. Or you can simply go into your app, your Play Store, Google Play Store, your iTunes Store, and download the TuneIn Radio app. It's also pre-installed in, I believe, 50 different model vehicles as well. So all of our shows can also be found on any one of your favorite podcast platforms, such as Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, and Spreaker. Check out our lineup and more at JoCoCommunityRadio.com. Thanks for tuning in. This episode and more brought to you by Next Level Claims, making your insurance work for you. Storms happen, hail happens, and it may happen tonight. From what I understand,
Yeah.
we may get some storms. You got to have someone ready to fight in your corner to make sure those claims get properly paid in full, because 10 times out of 10, insurance companies don't want to pay the full claim. And that's what Next Level Claims does for you. They're ready to advocate for you and help you make sure that gets done. Reach out to them at facebook.com/Next Level Claims. Get them in your corner before the next storm hits. If you too want to become a sponsor for a sponsor partner here on JoCo Community Radio, we have affordable packages for absolutely every small business out there. In fact, we build those packages based on your budget. So all you have to do is say, Tiffany, I can spend X amount of dollars a month. What can we build for that? And I'm going to build that based on your message, your customer base, and what it is that you're looking for. We're going to make it work for you the best way we possibly can to help you grow your business and to help connect you with other businesses that you can also work with. So just give us a ring. Give us a ring. Reach out at jo.co@jococommunityradio.com. Every time I say that, I feel like I'm saying there's no news like good news with Gary Gnu. Do you remember that? That's Fraggle Rock.
Okay. I was like,
Isn't it Fraggle Rock? Gary Gnu?
I don't know.
Pretty sure it is. Somebody can look it up and tell us. But I'm pretty sure.
People are
So.
like, some people are like, what's a Fraggle
Oh,
Rock?
I have a show guest texting me who's supposed to be here at 10 a.m.
Uh-oh.
So I've got to answer her really quick. But do you have some of the events that are going on this weekend around Johnson County that you can share?
Well, let's see. Trying to see. Oh, well, I mean, some of these are not in Johnson County. Oh, there's a Christmas craft fair at the Burleson Senior Citizen Center on Saturday, the 11th at 9 a.m. And then,
Well, this
Plaza Theater's doing a Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh,
Wonder if my
really?
aunt will be going to that soon. They have season tickets. Russell Farm is doing Night of Lights.
Russell Farms do Nights of Lights when?
Saturday, December 4th at 6 p.m. And I guess more and more. It says and more. So they're probably doing it a couple of times.
Well, so the big event for this weekend,
they're doing Select Grinch is back. Oh, that's mine. Friday,
is that
December
at
10th.
that's at the theater you're talking about?
No, that's actually on Main Street in Burleson.
Oh, really?
It's called Select Grinch is back. I bet
They're doing
that's
a movie.
shopping. I don't know. Let me look. That's not till December 10th anyway. But let me look.
Okay, we'll pull that up while you're
It's
pulling
by
that up.
Serendipity. So it must be just a shopping thing.
That sounds like a shopping thing. Yeah,
because Serendipity.
But the Burleson Area Chamber of Commerce is putting on their annual. It's actually the Power of Heels. It's the women's division of the chamber.
Okay.
So they're putting on their event this Saturday, which is the shopping event, which has something new with it. So it's the 2021 Holiday Bazaar. And that's actually going to be located at Inside Pathway this year, Inside Pathway Church, right behind us.
Right.
So that's going to be a fun shopping event. They've got tons of vendors, tons and tons of vendors. Angela Klein, Auntie Momo's, Bark and Bones Boutique will be there. Blackberry Winter Creamery, Bourbon and Grace, Bray Marie Boutique, Carrie's Creative Wreaths, Loops for Jesus. That sounds interesting. I'm going to go with earrings. What do you think that is?
That's what I'm thinking.
You're thinking? Okay. Moments of Inspirations. This is a lot of stuff I have not. Mi Casita Imports. Oh my gosh, they have the best stuff. They're usually out at the farmer's market, and they have some absolutely amazing stuff. Mary Kay will be out there. Mary and Martha, Sarah Nicole Yoga. They'll all be out there. Paparazzi, Plunder Designs, which is also two jewelry companies. Twisted Texan will be on site, of course. And so they're probably selling. I don't know if they're setting up a food thing or if they're just selling their salsa. But yeah, so L&D Designs, Ivy and Pearl Boutique, Hemp Works, Hemp Warriors, Harvest House will be out there. They'll have a booth. Looking Sweet at Legacy Salons. I am assuming that is a boutique within there that I guess I didn't know about. So also what's happening with that, and I'm trying to get to where it's giving you the details. Okay. So the Holiday Hustle is also happening, which is also put on by the Power of Heels. And this is the first time that they're doing that. It's a 5K called the Holiday Hustle. 3:30 to 4:30, you can get your packet. You pick up your packets and day registration. 4:30 to 5 is the pet holiday costume contest, warm up instructions, and then 4:45 to 5:10 is a 1 mile jingle jog. And then 5:10 to 6 p.m. is the 5K Holiday Hustle. And then there'll be awards directly following that. So the doggy costume contest starts at 4:30. And that's this Saturday, December 11th, following the Power of Heels Holiday Bazaar. So you can shop.
Saturday the 11th?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
They've got
Today is Wednesday, right? Today's the 10th. So tomorrow's the 11th.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Holiday Hustle is not following the I messed you all up. I'm so sorry. The Holiday Hustle was originally going to be on the same day. I'm no longer on the Power of Heels, so I got confused. The Holiday Hustle is not until December 11th. The Holiday Bazaar. Yes, I'm sorry. That was completely.
Well, because I'm sitting here also looking at Chisholm Trail in Cleburne. They're doing the 18th annual Pioneer Day celebration this Saturday and Sunday. So if you're interested in going to that, I know that's kind of cool.
All right, so let me
Cool
rewind.
aspect.
The Holiday Bazaar is this Saturday. This Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Which is the Power of Hills thing.
Yes, that's the
Okay.
Power of Heels. That's the shopping events that they
Mhm.
do it every year. There's tons of vendors, tons
Cool
of
things to buy.
tons of great sponsors and awesome people to shop. And that's going to be located at Pathway Church
Okay.
right here in Burleson. So that'll be super cool.
Have they finished their new area?
They have, yes. The
I bet
holiday,
it's going to be in there.
the holiday hustle. No, it'll be in the gym, not in the new sanctuary.
Oh, okay.
From what I understand, I think it'll
Okay.
also be out in the hallways and
Probably
in the
It's a
open
big
area. Anyway, so you've got that this Saturday, and then the holiday hustle put on the by the Power of Heels is December 11th. It's in December, so I didn't mean to mess you up by that. Also, happening this weekend, is the Chisholm Trail. Talk about it again.
The 18th annual Pioneer Day celebration.
18 years we've been doing this.
Mhm. And so it's step back in time in the 1800s as we celebrate our 18th annual Pioneer Days. This is the largest event of the year. So they have vendors. They have the Texas Rangers out there, bluegrass bands. Oh, there's a bluegrass band I was listening to the other day. Someone liked them on Facebook, and I was listening to them, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're really good.
Local or?
I don't know. I have to go back. I did save it because I really liked the music. So
very cool.
But yeah, if you're interested in learning any about our history there, also that's where you can also learn a lot about the history
right
of the Chisholm Trail and just I bet that'd be fun.
Have you been out there?
I have passed by it a billion times and I have not. I think my aunt was out there for a retirement party.
Okay,
I could be wrong.
It's super cool. It is. It's really, really neat.
So, this Saturday there's the Fall Craft Fair also at the Fort Worth First Church of Nazarene, which I think is actually more in Crowley, if that's the same church I'm thinking.
Very possible.
Which I have a lot of friends that their kids have graduated from there. Yeah, Main Street in Crowley.
Oh, can I just share some words of wisdom that Alex Phillips posted this morning?
Okay.
It's really good. It's so simple. It's better to be different than better.
That's true.
Right? It's
so
better
true.
to be different than better. I really like that, Alex. Like
Yes.
There's tons of things that you put out there. That's a very powerful message. He said, sorry, I had to scroll for this really quick. I'll take this every single day. He says, different means you are pushing the envelope, doing things outside the box and taking chances. Every failure I have is a chance to learn and move forward. Let's go. That is the truth.
Isn't it?
That is the truth. You got to shed the shame. # shed the shame. # shed the shame is about shedding the shame of, mental health issues, failures, anything.
Right.
Shed the shame of these things and be open to talking about them, because there's always somebody out there who can help you. Yeah. I feel like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood right now because our doorbell just rang. Because we do have some guests that are coming on to the 10 a.m. hours. So you'll want to stick back around for the Business Connection show where we're going to dive in with some new businesses to introduce you to from Godly, Texas. So after this, I unmuted my show. What am I doing? I'm doing some crazy things. I have no control over my computer for some odd reason today. It's just doing things on its own. It unmuted my computer.
Did it again?
Yeah, it's very weird. Anyway, we're going to share some more on what's happening this weekend on tomorrow's show. So, all right, let's get back to some of the nuggets from the Power of We event. This was really cool. There are some things that you can. This was one of the coolest things that I took away. We did this hand thing at the end of the event, And there's always some sort of interactive, thing after you're asking
Yes.
questions and stuff. And so this hand was all about, actually I missed the beginning because I went to the restroom. So when I came back, I hustled in and I started filling out the questions, as to what you're
Yeah.
supposed to do for each finger. And I just happened to see on the woman sitting next to me, on her, she put love me notes.
Oh,
And so I don't know if that's what I was supposed to do, but I was like, oh, I like that. So I'm just going to copy it anyway.
you cheated.
And
No,
so-
I'm just kidding.
and I unfortunately don't have the piece of paper here that that said what each finger was, but basically they're just all takeaways that I'm going to share with you anyway. So these were some of the things that stood out to me
Mhm.
that made me really think, or things I hadn't thought of before, things that I hadn't heard before. And when people get sick with cancer, or someone fell ill with COVID,
Mhm.
and was locked down in their house, people would jump up and go, do porch drops and,
Right.
leave stuff for them. And same thing with cancer. When somebody's diagnosed with cancer or some other long-term illness that they may be battling for quite a while, people will come and drop off casseroles
Mhm.
at the house, right? So
Right.
that they're fed and they have things that they need, that type of stuff. Well, let's say you're in church and you happen to just mention to someone, "Yeah, I'm really struggling with depression right now."
Mhm.
It's the no casserole disease.
That is true. Yeah.
And this was one from one of our panel
Uh-huh.
experts said this. And I was like, "Oh my gosh. How revelating is that to really
Mhm.
think about that? That when someone comes to you and says, I have cancer, or my husband's struggling with cancer, people are ready to jump in, dive in and help. How can I help you? How can we relieve some sort of, stress from this struggle that you're going through, from this journey? And if you were to go to someone and tell them, I'm really struggling with depression right now and my bipolarism, everybody's like, oh wow, I'm so sorry.
Mhm.
Well, where's this?
Yeah.
Don't you? These are things to seriously think about, because when
Right.
people are struggling in the depths of depression, they're not cooking.
No, they're not.
They're not cooking. They're probably not
Not-
showering.
Probably not cleaning their house.
Right.
They're probably hardly taking care of the kids.
Yeah. So, or keeping on to that one
Right.
priority of, okay, I got to get up and get the kids to school, but still you come back and you're in
Nothing
this
else gets
depression.
done. Mhm.
So it's really important to think about that, and also check in with your friends,
Mhm.
check in with your church pew neighbors. People tend to sit in the same seats, the same spot on a regular
Yeah.
basis.
Mhm.
And when you don't see them for a while,
Think
take
about,
a mental check to go, something might be wrong here.
Mhm.
Something's going on. I'm going to check in with them. I haven't seen them in the church pew in a while.
Right.
I'm going to find out a way to connect with them, get their phone number, talk to the pastor or whatever. And I'm just using church as an example.
Right.
It's the same thing at work. If you're going to work and someone's all of a sudden consistently not there, consistently late, or they look depressed, or because depression does have a look
Oh, yes.
for some people. And then for some people, you'll
wouldn't
never know they're
know.
depressed. They hide it.
Mhm.
So regardless, it's important to check in with the people you know and love and care
Mhm.
about, or maybe are an arm length away from them, at work, and maybe
Mhm.
you're not that close with them, to at least check in and go, how are things going? How are you doing?
It's the little things that do make a difference.
Yes.
Because I know, I'm not going to say who it is, but someone who isn't real close to us, but during a situation, just sent us flowers and checked on us and sent us a card. That was kind of out of the blue. But it was just, hey, I hope everything is going okay, and kind of thing. I mean, just little things like that do make a difference to people.
Well, and I think it's just, again, the no casserole disease.
Mhm.
We need to flip that around.
Right.
And if you have a friend who regularly struggles, or, as Tamara says, thrives with depression, but you see that dip in
Mhm.
them, go drop something off.
Right.
Go drop off a dish with a little note that just says, hey, just want to know I love you and I'm thinking about you. And don't cook, here so you don't have to
Mhm.
cook tonight.
And I have a friend that I'm on Facebook with that I used to work out with that she's very open about her, and she'll talk about it. Today I'm struggling. And she's very active and a go-getter, and you wouldn't think she would struggle with that, but she is very open about it, and I think that's what helps her also cope with it, is being very open with it. And of course, we'll all respond because we all go through it too.
Right.
So,
So
but yeah.
the no casserole disease, again, it's the same idea
Mhm.
as when, someone passes away and people go and pile up,
Right.
casseroles after casserole, and maybe try not a casserole,
Yeah.
maybe some stuffed shells. I
Right.
don't know. Go outside the box, but just anything. And don't, and I say don't go the sugar side, but don't,
Yeah.
because that doesn't, that's not a help. You got to help take away some of the stress that they might be experiencing at home. That will help just relieve it and just make them go, I didn't have to worry about it tonight.
So, going to that, is that supposed to give you positive vibe? I mean, like, are you putting what do you do with your hand?
So the hand, just these were things that we took away that that we've never heard before.
Oh, okay.
They're reminders too.
I'm just thinking it'd be a good thing to put it, like, do one for your hand and then put it, like, on your mirror so you see it in the morning.
Yeah, you can do that. That's actually a
Mhm.
great idea for something you can do.
Yeah.
And we can,
Giving yourself a high five every morning.
yeah, that's actually a great idea.
High five to myself. Okay, I'm gonna focus on that one today, or
I think that's a great
so-
idea. That's a
so-
really cool idea. I like that. And that's not what this was, but
Sometimes my teacher still comes out at me.
yeah, but
And
I
it
think that
usually
that's
happens as I'm teaching. It would never fail. I would have this great plan, a great lesson, and start teaching it. And in the process of teaching it, the first period, I'd go, let's try this. And
That
I
was
would do
good.
it. Yeah. So by the end of the day, my last period class had probably the best lesson altogether.
I got a cool idea from what you just said with
Yeah,
this that
see.
we can do for Valentine's Day
Oh,
too.
okay.
So
Awesome.
we'll have to talk about it after the next show.
No,
But
we gotta
I think this is a
remember,
great
write
idea.
it down.
So it's
So-
a hand. You can get a hand
Yes.
cut out, or
Cut your
take
own
your
hand,
hand.
trace your hand, cut it. I think
Cut
it'd
it
be more
out.
important if it's your hand.
Yes, and right in the center, love me notes, and on each one of the fingers, write something that you love about yourself.
Right.
And it's a daily reminder,
Yeah, because we are always
right? I think
we're
that's
always
great.
thinking about ourselves and like, I'm so fat, or
Well,
I hate the
because-
way I look, or I hate the way I sound. I mean, I joke with that all the time. So, but if you think about, like, I like the way I'm outgoing. If you reverse it and make it more, you know.
So, in saying that, that was actually another one of the takeaways that
Okay.
you can take me into, is that we tend to take care of everybody else before we take
Oh,
care of
100%.
ourselves. And that's actually a very negative thing. It's a negative
Mhm.
thing for yourself, and it's a negative thing for the
Yes.
people around you. So prioritizing yourself actually helps others.
Mhm.
That was another takeaway.
She's not saying it's not good to help people. She's saying
No,
you've got to take care of yourself too,
you,
especially first.
you have to put yourself
Mhm.
first. If you are not taking care of yourself, mental health,
Yes.
self-care, all those things, then you can't possibly have anything to give to somebody else.
Mhm.
If you're constantly giving away yourself to other people, what's left for
Right.
you?
Mhm.
So you have to take care of yourself first. It's not selfish.
Right.
It is literally not selfish. I will admit, it was 3, maybe 4 weeks ago, and I was having a moment. I packed up an overnight bag. I walked out of my house and went and stayed at a hotel.
But that was
I ate a nice steak dinner,
I was about
and
to
I
say,
had
it is
some
probably
wine,
good for you.
and I went to sleep. I recommend it for anybody, man, woman, whatever, that if you were so overwhelmed in any moment, I couldn't possibly be healthy for my family that night.
Mhm.
And so I went away
Right.
for just a night.
And-
And Todd called me in the morning. He goes, "Everything okay now?" I'm like, "Yeah, kind of. I think I'm almost there. I'm at the office." So, I mean,
Gonna do a little shopping therapy, then I'll be ready.
I did that last week. I did
I know
did-
that's why I had to say that.
I did do some
I know, I
shoe
love those.
therapy.
Those are
I don't
so
think I can get my
cute.
leg up that high.
Yeah.
We're gonna get the shoe
We
cam
need-
back
we
here
really
soon.
need that. I mean,
Yeah.
for you, I mean, I'm just wearing tennis shoes from Walmart.
Yeah,
so
but hey, you're comfortable. I'm comfortable too, but
it's so cute because I'm just, that one that wears the flats and,
yeah, but
and barely puts on makeup and then,
you're so beautiful, so you don't need it.
oh, good grief. Neither do you. Stop.
All right, I want to tell you this. I want to hit a couple more of these, and we're definitely going to dive into more of these again next Wednesday on Wellness Wednesday, and with some of our experts. But the little things are the big things. So people put down they'll make themselves like a huge to-do list, whether it's for the day or for the week, and they may not have tackled or feel like they've tackled the big thing on their list. That doesn't matter, because whatever little thing you got done that day,
Exactly.
that was a big thing. That was important for you to get that little thing out of the way. So take the little things and celebrate them, because it is the big thing for that day.
Right.
Okay. This was another one that was really, really important too. And I absolutely love this. And it's something that I most desperately need. Program your morning GPS. That means get yourself into a routine, figure out your routine. It may not be perfect the first time that you try it. You can adjust it to where it gets to what you need it to be, but you have to be committed.
Right.
And that to me was huge. I wrote that down. Be committed to the morning GPS that you create. Get emotional regulation. We have to regulate our emotions on a regular basis. So it's okay. You're not the only one who has to do it. Right.
Right.
And then, of course, remember, every day and in every moment, suffering is optional. You do not have to suffer with depression.
Right.
You can thrive with depression. That means you can have depression and still get out there and kick some ass.
Right.
So go do that today. We'll see you back here in just a few minutes on Business Connections.
I also want to say happy birthday to our Marine Corps.
Yes. Happy birthday, Marines.
Yes.
Dancing to a Texas song.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, JoCo Community Radio.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Inflation in the U.S. has hit a 30-year high as prices just keep rising. The Consumer Price Index up 6.2% last month compared to a year ago. That's higher than the 5.9% increase that many economists were predicting. The Biden administration contends the inflation surge only transitory, but so far no relief in sight to skyrocketing prices for food, gasoline, housing, and just about everything else. 267,000 applications for unemployment benefits filed last week. That is a drop of 4,000 from the week before, another pandemic low. In a move that coincides with the U.S. congressional delegation's visit to Taiwan, Communist China now staging military exercises very close to the self-governing island.
China's defense ministry calls these drills a necessary measure to safeguard national sovereignty. China claims Taiwan is its own territory to be taken by force if necessary. Chinese defense officials also say seriously incorrect words and actions of relevant countries over the issue of Taiwan prompted the Joint War Preparedness Patrol. Officials didn't give more details.
That's correspondent Andrew Stewart. Former Australian Prime Minister Paul Keating says a deal for his country to buy new U.S. nuclear submarines is aimed at protecting the United States from Chinese nuclear attack. The Israeli Army's chief of staff says the Jewish state not letting down its guard when it comes to arch-rival Iran and its proxies. Lieutenant General Aviv Kohavi says the Israeli military now speeding up operational plans and readiness for dealing with Iran and the nuclear military threat. Stocks have turned mixed on Wall Street. Right now, the Dow is up 18 points, the NASDAQ Composite Index down 52, and the S&P